Okay, family, sorry about that. My battery went out. My battery went to the left, so let me start back over. Now, what I was briefly talking about was, well, not briefly because it's going to be rather lengthy. What I'm talking about is this verdict on whether or not this mama killed this child. Okay? Now, in my opinion, do I think the mama killed that baby? No, I don't think she killed her. But what I do think that the shit is suspect, and I also think that there was a lot of neglect going on. I think that the mama was probably getting caught the fuck up. I think she was in there getting fucked up or getting fucked, one of the two, because they already showing that the mama like to get her little party on. You know what I'm saying? They already show that she like to do a little drink, you know what I'm saying? She like to indulge and all that other shit. I think that she was at the house, on what she was on, not watching the baby. The baby went outside in the pool, drowned. That's what I think that happened. But do I think the mama should be charged something? She should be charged something. But what's really throwing me off, if a lot of you guys really watched it and see, I'm not no Nancy Grace fan. I don't watch Nancy Grace and all. I think the bitch is a little bit extreme to me in the first place. I think she take the shit a little bit too personal. But I don't watch her shit, so I don't know nothing about all that. All I know is I did watch the documentary over the weekend about the situation. What's throwing me for a motherfucking loop, though, is when the baby's body was found, why was there motherfucking duct tape around the skull? That's what's throwing me off. And not only that, but the evidence shown that when they did their report on that duct tape, they were saying that that duct tape was not the brand of that duct tape wasn't easily to be found. You had to go to a specific store to get that duct tape. They also said that that duct tape was also found, I believe, at the parents' house, where the mom and them lived at, or in the daughter's car. One of the two. Not only that, but they said not only was the duct tape around it, but there was also a heart on the mouth of the skull. And the heart, the little sticker that was on the mouth, was also part of the sticker collection that was at the house. Then they said that the mother's car shown signs of death, whereas I don't know if a dog picked up the scent in the trunk of the car or whatever, but it was something. It was kind of tying the mama to the shit. That's what I think is really fucking people up, is because, you know, the shit is looking very motherfucking suspect. You know what I mean? The shit ain't looking right. The shit is looking raggedy than the motherfucker. Now, do I say she killed her? I don't think she killed her. I think that the parents, all the motherfuckers was in cahoots trying to cover this motherfucking shit up. That the baby actually drowned. The mama is a compulsive liar by saying, oh, with a nanny and all this other shit, and they couldn't find a nanny. The bitch was saying that she was working Universal Studio. The bitch wasn't working there neither. Then the daughter turned around and tried to use a defense of she was abused, that the daddy was fucking her back in the day, and she was abused and all that shit. I think the defense attorneys went to the house and said, look at here, check this out. We got to come up with some form of defense. If your daughter is charged with murdering your granddaughter, we need to put it out there that, sir, you've been molesting your daughter. So then therefore the jury can show some form of sympathy towards your daughter, but we won't give her ass capital murder or nothing. You understand what I'm saying? We won't fry the bitch. You know what I mean? So then therefore, I know it ain't gonna look right. I know it's gonna make you look real raggedy and wrong, but we're gonna have to come up with some form of defense to show that, okay, she was already mentally disturbed and she was already a little throwed off from the beginning. Okay? So I think that was a family setup. When they find the chlorophyll on the family computer, then therefore, okay, that's showing some, you know, what's happening with that. And I don't know if there was any traces shown in the corpse of the baby of the chlorophyll, but by the body being so decomposed and so, you know, not together no more, it's kind of hard to give an actual cause of death. It's hard to do that once the body is to that degree. So that is why when they brought the medicine woman, the examining woman that be on Discovery Health Channel and all that, she couldn't do her job either because the body was so decomposed and so it was, you know, completely like a skeletal remains. So at that point in time, without no profound trauma like broken arms or neck or something like that, it's hard to determine because the way they determine those things is through soft tissue. Okay, through soft tissue, you can look at the eyes, and if the capillaries and things like that there is busted, then you can tell that it was asphyxiation, whereas a person was strangled. You know what I'm saying? And the tongue and shit like that will be discolored, and all that kind of shit will show a lack of oxygen. You know, shit like that there. If it broke and bone or something, this shows some form of trauma. So, and then therefore, based on the heart, if the heart is enlarged, there was some form of heart disease, if the liver was this, and it shows that. You know, different things like that. So, then therefore, looking at it from a medical standpoint, it's kind of hard to determine the cause of death when the body is to that degree where it's just the skeletal remains. If there's no trauma to the skeletal remains, then it's kind of hard to say how this baby died. That's what a lot of people are not understanding, okay? So I got that part. But still the fact remains is the skeletal remains, the skull has duct tape around it. They find the duct tape at these bitches' houses or in the car or whatever. Her car is showing some form of, you know, some type of scientific evidence that the body was somewhere in that car. So I'm like, okay, this bitch wasn't charged. I don't understand why she wasn't charged with something, you know. But to say whether or not she deliberately killed this baby, there's no evidence to show that. So that's what me and my auntie was just talking about, because we was like, wait a minute. And see, from the beginning, before I could really speak on it, I wanted to get a little background about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the jurors. Now, on the jurors, one thing about black folks, 90% of our motherfucking ass is very logical. Okay? We very logical motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? We looking at this side, we looking at that side, we looking at this side. Okay, what if this, if this don't work out, bitch, we gotta have a plan B. That's just the way we think, especially black women. We thinking shit all the way fucking through. Before we come out with some shit, that's how we able to check our niggas when they done got caught up in cheating with somebody. Motherfucker, you was sleeping with Brenda. You know, we able to, you know, have some logical thinking, and we looking at both sides and all that. We on some triangle type effect when we thinking. So I'm looking at the jurors, and when they showed some of the jurors, I think it was like 3 of them that was niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. So for them to come out with an acquittal, there was no profound evidence that she actually killed this baby. Now, if it was all white jurors, then I would say, okay, then, you know, because their logic and our logic sometimes is not the same. You know what I'm saying? Just like me and my auntie was saying, when it comes down to Family Feud and shit like that, there niggas don't really win it because our logic is a little bit differently. Them questions that they ask aren't shit that we think about. You know what I'm saying? Our shit don't be the same sometimes. You know, so, you know, when they be talking about a case study of such and such amount of participants and they did a survey, our survey is going to be different because we think differently. So, when I looked at the jurors and I said, okay, I saw a couple of brothers. I think I saw 1 or 2 black men, and I think I saw 1 or 2 black women or something like that. Don't give me the ratio. Don't come back and say, oh, well, 18, it wasn't. It was this, man. Okay, but whatever it was, I saw some color in that motherfucker. So, irregardless, I know that we as a people, we are a forgiving people, but we also logical thinking motherfuckers too. So, I'm like, okay. So, then therefore, with that being said, it's kind of hard to say that, you know, because first of all, you know, and especially in Florida, if niggas can find a way to hang a motherfucker, they gonna hang your ass. You know what I mean? Because back in southern states and shit like that there, they got vendettas against white folks anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's just an undercurrent that jumps off. So I don't think that if them niggas had the opportunity, with all this shit stacked against this woman, if they had the opportunity to say, you know what, no, she didn't do it, it would be a hung jury. But for them to come right out and say it's a full acquittal, then therefore there wasn't enough evidence to show that she actually killed this baby. Now, yes, it's a lot of suspect going on because it's like, wait a minute. Did they not find chlorophyll on the computer? Did they not find traces of elements of the child being a corpse in the back of the car? Did they not find that somebody now took off the ladder off the pool and all this kind of shit? So niggas is thinking about all that kind of motherfucking shit. But does that say that she killed the baby? That's not saying that she killed the baby, okay? So now what is the aftermath? The bitch is acquitted. Everybody's in the uproar. Motherfuckers is mad. I'm mad too as a mother because I'm like, well, wait a minute, bitch. Hold on. Because first of all, if my motherfucking child is missing for 2 or 3 motherfucking hours, I'm wondering what the fuck is going on. Now, the first hour, I'm going to get that rest of that sleep in that I need. Or I'm going to go head on and finish doing what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, that nigga could be home because in a minute he going to be hungry. So he get ready to walk home. Or something to that effect. Okay? But 30 days, you wait 30 days before you notify the authorities that your daughter is missing. And we're talking about how old was that baby, y'all? 2 to 4 years old or something? So then therefore, bitch, you already guilty on some shit already. You know, I mean, who does that? I mean, for real? So it's already showing that they was covering up some shit in the first place. But it wasn't only her mama, her daddy, her motherfucking brother, the baby daddy. All the motherfuckers should be accountable for something. Because they covered up some shit. She didn't kill the daughter. I don't think she killed her. But to show that there's something else going on, there's something else definitely going on. Okay, so now the bottom line is the bitch is going home. Okay, so now what happens? Now here it is, not only that, but see, I'm still thinking about the black folks. The judge is also a brother. You know what I'm saying? So see, he's still bound by, you know, the judicial system. So there's only certain things that he can really do. Okay? So now I could get this bitch for every lie she told $1,000 in 1 year. So she told 4 lies, that's $4,000. Then that's 4 years incarceration. So then with good servant time, what is that, half the time? I think it's 80-20 here in California, but I think, you know, over there I think it's 50%. So then that still get a bitch 2 years. So still she's getting out. Bottom line is she getting out. But when this bitch go home, now we gotta look at what the fuck is gonna jump off when this bitch get home. Cause all them motherfuckers need to be worried. And what the fuck they need to do is go head on and pack up their grip and go on and take that ass to Alaska some motherfucking way. Cause I'm telling you right now, when that bitch come home, it's a wrap. Because even in that motherfucking jail that they got her in, they don't have this bitch in general population. They can't. Because there's so many women in there ready to whoop that ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're sensitive when it come down to our motherfucking kids. That's just what the fuck we do. So you best bet believe that they watching this bitch like 40 going north. They watching this bitch sleep. Them motherfucking correctional officers is watching this bitch when she go eat. And every goddamn thing. This bitch is probably smelling her food and making sure ain't shit crawling. Because them motherfuckers is ready to whoop this bitch ass. This bitch ain't gonna live long. I don't think so, in my personal opinion. Because too many motherfuckers is mad. And when you get white folks mad, you done some shit. Now see, first of all, another difference between black folks and white folks. When we mad at your ass, we just gonna come and get the motherfucker that we mad at, don't we? We don't fuck around and go get everybody. That's not what the fuck we do. But when white folks get pissed off, they coming to get every motherfucking body in the house. That's what they do. They liable to eat your ass too. You know what I mean?